Ever wondered how coloring pigments are made? It's a fascinating process that's been around for centuries. Coloring pigments are substances that absorb certain wavelengths of light and reflect others, giving us the vibrant hues we see in our everyday lives. Think about the colors in a painting, the blush on a cheek, or the pattern on a dress, all made possible by these magical particles. Historically, pigments were derived from various sources like minerals, plants, and even insects. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, were known to use malachite for green and ochre for red. Over time, advancements in technology have allowed us to create synthetic pigments with a wider range of colors and improved stability. Today, coloring pigments play a crucial role in numerous industries. Artists use them to breathe life into their creations. Cosmeticians use them to enhance natural beauty. Textile manufacturers use them to make fabrics pop. So, let's dive into the captivating world of coloring pigments and discover how they're made. Like any manufacturing process, making coloring pigments starts with gathering the right raw materials. Now, what are these raw materials? Well, the answer depends on the type of pigment we're talking about. For inorganic pigments, it's all about minerals. We're talking iron, chromium, cobalt, and copper. These are just a few examples of the minerals that can be ground down, processed, and transformed into vibrant inorganic pigments. On the other hand, we have organic pigments. These are a bit more complex. They're based on organic compounds, which means they contain carbon atoms. These compounds could come from a wide variety of sources. Some are derived from petroleum products. Others are synthesized in labs from base chemicals. Then there are natural organic pigments. These come from plants and animals. Think of the vibrant reds of beetroot or the deep blues of certain types of algae. Once the appropriate raw materials are sourced, it's time for the actual manufacturing process to begin. The first part of the production process involves the transformation of raw materials into a pigment base. So how exactly do we turn these raw materials into the vibrant colors we see every day? Well, it all starts with a process called grinding. Here, the raw materials, which could be anything from minerals to organic matter, are ground down into a fine powder. This isn't just any old grinding process, though. It's a meticulous procedure that requires a high level of precision to ensure all particles are of a uniform size. This is crucial as the particle size is directly related to the color intensity, saturation, and brightness. Sometimes the raw materials are not naturally colorful and need a little extra help to bring out their vibrant hues. This is where the magic of chemistry comes in. Certain organic compounds, when reacted together, can produce a wide spectrum of colors. For instance, the reaction of aniline and hydrochloric acid can yield a beautiful deep blue pigment, while a combination of sulfur and lime can result in a vibrant yellow. These chemical reactions are carried out under controlled conditions in a laboratory. The professionals who oversee this process are like alchemists, carefully combining elements and compounds to create a rainbow of colors. They must consider factors like temperature, pressure, and reaction time to create the desired pigment. Once the chemical reactions are complete, the result is a pigment base, a concentrated color substance. It's not quite ready to be used in your favorite coloring book or paint set just yet though. It's still too concentrated and needs to be diluted and mixed with other ingredients to create a usable product. But this is a story for another day. For now, let's appreciate the transformation that's taken place. We've taken raw materials, ground them down, and used the power of chemistry to create a spectrum of color. We've created a pigment base, the foundation of all colors. With the pigment base created, we're halfway through the process, but there's still more to do. The second part of the production process involves refining the pigment base to create the final product. Let's start with the first step, washing. It's not just a simple rinse under a tap, oh no. The pigment base is washed meticulously to remove any impurities that might have clung to it during the initial processing. This washing stage is crucial for ensuring a clean, pure pigment. It's like giving a diamond its final polish. The gem might be naturally beautiful, but it's the careful cleaning that really makes it sparkle. After washing, it's time for the pigment to dry out. It's not just left to air dry though. The pigment base is usually dried in a controlled environment, often in large, specialized ovens. This ensures that the pigment dries evenly and thoroughly, which can significantly affect the final color and quality. Think about baking a cake. If it's not baked evenly, you might end up with a soggy bottom or a burnt top. It's the same principle with pigments. Proper drying ensures that the pigment's color and quality are consistent throughout. Now we come to the final step, grinding. This is where the pigment base is ground into a fine powder. The fineness of the grind can determine the pigment's color intensity. A coarser grind might result in a softer color, while a finer grind could produce a more vivid hue. It's a bit like coffee. The way you grind the beans can dramatically affect the taste of your brew. So, through these 3 steps, washing, drying, and grinding, the pigment base is refined into the final product. Each step plays an essential role in determining the pigment's color and quality. It's a meticulous process, requiring attention to detail and a deep understanding of the properties of the raw materials. But the result is worth it. And voila! The pigment is now ready to add color to our world. So there you have it, the intricate process of making coloring pigments. We've embarked on a fascinating journey, starting with the raw materials, the building blocks of all colors. These natural substances, sourced from the earth or synthesized in the lab, are the first step in creating the multitude of hues we see around us every day. We then dove into the production process, where these raw materials are meticulously transformed into pigments. It's a delicate dance of chemistry and physics, a symphony of reactions that result in vibrant, durable colors. Finally, we explored the refinement process. Here, pigments are polished and perfected, their quality and consistency assured. It's the final touch that ensures a pigment's readiness to bring color to our world. Next time you admire a beautiful painting or wear a brightly colored shirt, remember the incredible process that made those vibrant colors possible. Thanks for joining us on this colorful journey.